Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out this video as we continue our CHH 2K22 series. We are taking a look at the CHHTalk Project of the Year bracket. If you have not checked out the first installment of this series, I did work it down from the 60 project or so bracket down to the Sweet 16. So if you haven't checked that out, I strongly encourage you to do that. I'll probably insert a card here for you guys to go check that out. But in this video, we are going to take a look at the Sweet 16, or my Sweet 16, and break that all the way down to the final four, and we will continue on this journey. But like I said, this is my Sweet 16 over on CHHTalk on their IG page. They let the fans vote on how this bracket plays out. So before we get into my Sweet 16, I want to take a brief second to take a look at what the people think. Let's take a look at what the IG CHHTalk community thinks of this bracket. So with that being said, we're going to pull that up, and then after that, it's time for me to make some more picks as we get down to our final four. All right, so right now you are looking at the Project of the Year Sweet 16 as it pertains to the people and what they voted for. So let's start here. Well, before we get into that, I kind of like how they have this this bracket set up. They have like a little bit of like the red shading, the blue shading, the yellow and the green. So shout out to whoever made this. It has like a little bit of a trophy in the background. So I think that that's really dope. Got to give them a shout out on that. And now let's take a look at the red section of this bracket. So we have 1K Few, we have Bodega, those being like the two bigger projects in this bracket. Then we have Rest. I say Rest every time I see this album cover because my favorite song on this particular project is Rest. But this is Hello Kizzy and Friends. That's by Not Clyde. And then the fourth one, I believe that's Austin Joyce, I believe is his name. Like I said, that was one of the people that I had not heard of. And he's one of the artists I had not heard of prior to making this bracket. So I need to go back and check out that project a little bit more since the fans seem to love it a whole lot. I don't think that song made it out the first round with my voting, just because I just don't know the project. So it sounds like I need to go check that one out. So I'm gonna go do that. Moving along to the yellow, we have obviously Lecrae, we have the Social Club Misfits. They didn't make my Sweet 16. Also 350, and then that is Paris Chariz and what he did with World 45 and that like EP mixtape that he put out. So I think I'll get into my Sweet 16 later, but two of those are same and two of those are different. Up in the red section, three of those are the same and one of them is different. And moving on to the blue section, that's Triple E, that's Ty Brazel, Miles Minnick, and Scooty Wop. The only one that's different from me, I did not have Scooty Wop's album in that. So I'm pretty much looking like the same as the people here. And then moving on to the last one, I'm a little bit different. I only have two of these that are the same. So we have What Up RG and New Hollywood. We have T-Dot's album, and we have Christopher Sincere, and we also have Joey Vontaze. So I'm really happy to see Sincere there, just because I mean I'm a fan of his art. I do feel like that was one of the dopest cover arts of this year on there. So there's that. I think two of mine were different. I think I had Vanguards, and my other one, let's just go take a look at it here. So this is my, I had Us Against the World, the God Over Money album. So looking at this here, the Project of the Year, man, this is my Sweet 16. Oh yeah, I had Taylor Gray in that first red category. I'm a big fan of Taylor Gray. So before I hop into this, if I could change this bracket, I would change it, because I'll just say on the red and yellow side of the bracket are like my top 5 albums of the year, and the other half doesn't really have any of my, like, I'll save it. I won't give it away, but I'll just say that like a lot of my favorite albums are on your left side of the bracket here, the red and the yellow. So let's go ahead and kick things off down here at the green section. I'm gonna throw myself a curveball, because I was already kind of looking at that red, but I'm gonna kind of put myself on the spot, and let's take a look at this green, starting off with T-Dot versus Vanguards. Now, if you don't know, Vanguards is a project that is Trutha and also Mike Wise. Trutha is from Chicago area. Mike Wise is from Philly. He's part of that Philly crew that's doing their thing. and it's a really dope collaborative project. I strongly encourage you to check that one out. And it's going up against T Dot. Man, it's a tough pick for me. But I think, do I still have my notes? Where are my notes at? I need to get my notes and go to my green section here. So, of course, respect my team. Have a nice day. OBJ was on T Dot's project. Mike Wise, we had Dark Nights. And that's, like I said, a dope song, a dope music video. I think just because of this is being like a project versus the EP, I will give the nod to T Dot. Just because it's a full work. It's very, very dope project. But I'm gonna give the nod here to T Dot to move on to the Elite Eight. And moving on to New Hollywood versus Us Against the World. Now, I didn't listen to a whole lot of Us Against the World. I do know that was just such a big moment for CHH this year, like in that first half of the year, maybe even first quarter of the year. And obviously we all know what New Hollywood meant for the community at large, but this is my take on which project that maybe resonated with me more, which album that I spun more. And if I'm gonna go off of which album that I played more, I'm gonna have to go New Hollywood. I thought it was a good album. I thought that it took some chances. I thought sonically it wasn't what some people expected. But I thought it was a dope project. That was a dope project. So there goes my Elite Eight. Let's keep moving. Let's move over here. Let's take a look at Esso and his project versus Reese Lachey and her project. So I did an album review on Reese Lachey's project, and I also mentioned that I did get to see her live in concert this past year. What's the one song? Slipped my mind. Come to Me. Really, really dope song. Probably like one of my favorite rap worship type songs of this year. So, but that up against Esso's project. Man, again, I'm gonna have to go to my notes. It's a little bit tougher this time when you're getting down to the Elite Eights here. So, refreshing my memory. Man, this is tough, but I think I'm gonna go with Esso. Part of me feels like they have a song together. I don't know why I feel like that. Maybe I'm just completely off base here, but I feel like they have a song together. If it does, I'll make sure I pub it. But I'm gonna go with Esso there. Next up, we have a very, very tough matchup because I really do feel like 350 did a really good job. And like I said, I feel like that album sonically and also subject matter wise, it sounded and felt a whole lot like New Hollywood, even with it coming out before New Hollywood. There's some key differences between the two, but I definitely feel like it kind of has like that same type of feel. But it's going up against the Juggernaut. It's going up against Church Clothes 4, and Church Clothes 4, just a fantastic project. Kind of gave you a little bit of everything. So there goes my half of the Elite Eight is set. Let's move up and over. Let's take a look at Tripoli versus Sibling Rivalry. And Sibling Rivalry, that is AI the Anomaly, and that is also Say Loud the Corner. So let's go back. Now, I'm gonna keep touching my notes just because this is getting a little bit tough. But I'm gonna have to go off of like how much I played both of these projects, and I'm gonna have to go with Tripoli. Tripoli did a whole lot on this album. He did some production on it. He touched on quite a few issues, just like in the social media age. I'm trying to think of the song. It was towards the end, the one he had Desi Banks on. Yeah, it's just a really, really good album from top to bottom. Like I said, again, this is one of those, it's a full album versus the EP. The EP is going to have to be extraordinary to be able to take over a full project, just like in my humble opinion, and how this project bracket is broken down. So moving on, a really, really nice matchup between Holographic and also Transcendent. Both of the album art actually kind of look the same. I meant to research it, but I feel like they came out on the same day, or at least maybe a week apart. I think they both came out like either November 11th or November 4th, somewhere in there. And I think they came out the same day or maybe a week apart. So, well, no, because Church Clothes 4 and Bodega both came out on the 4th. So both of these came out on the 11th. I'm really stretching my brain here, but I'm doing all that because I'm stalling, because I like both of these projects. And I'm going to continue on my theme. Which album did I play the most? Which one that I just kind of get more spins? And I think it's going to have to go to Transcendent by Ty Brazel. So there we have it there. Now let's move on to the toughest bracket for myself. I saved it for last. Similar theme, you've heard it before. This is a full album. 1K Fuse is a full album going up against Not Clyde, it being an EP, and like a 5-song EP. Had a lot of nice features on there. Paris, it had No Big Deal. It had a lot of good features on it, but it's not enough to overtake what As I Am was. As I Am was just a really nice project. And Hello Kizzy and Friends cannot overtake that. So this is the one that I don't like the most. It's why I saved this for last. Is just because Taylor Gray, I think I said in the last video, the very first album review I did on this channel was of Taylor Gray's The Love Don't Last Long. And now it's going up against something that CHH needed, and that was a boom bap album. And 1995 did a great job. DJ Mike LV did a good job just like putting together this project and getting the people that he got. Like, he got Belief to be on here. He got Paris. I keep saying Paris because Paris was featured on a lot of different artist stuff. He introduced you to new people. So I'm gonna have to give the nod. And this is actually going against what I've been saying. Like, I played this song more. I probably played Find a Way to Smile Again more by Taylor Gray, but I think I'm gonna go with Bodega here. And while it's fresh in my brain, talking about Bodega and talking about 1K Few, let's go ahead and get our final four cracking. And again, like, I think 1K Few, this being like his debut album, he had a lot of mixtapes, a whole lot of EPs and things like that, but this is his first like full body of work, and I thought that he nailed it. I thought he gave you some very introspective pieces, because a lot of time, like, he gets on like as a feature artist and he just kind of has fun, he does his thing, it's a whole entire vibe, but at the same time he really showed you like relationship issues. He talked about just like his upbringing and about wanting to make his mom and dad proud, but the lifestyle he was living really wasn't doing that. So it was a really dope moment, and I'm like, I'm struggling because I love both of these albums. I love both of them. I think both of them, if the bracket was set up differently, I think it would probably both be like a top 4 album for me, but one of them can't be in my final 4, and I don't like that. And I think I am going to have to go with Bodega for the win. I think I'm going Bodega. And I will attempt to give a reason, and I hope that it will make sense. I think that for me at least, I feel like this is the start of something with a project like this. This is the start. I mean, you have a DJ and you have a producer, and they get together and they form this collective, not this collective, but they form this project, this collection of songs, and they bring in all these various types of different people. And I just think that there's a lot there. There's a lot there, and I feel like we're gonna get a deluxe album here soon. DJ Mike LV promised that on the Trackstar show. But I feel like Bodega is gonna be like, it's a bigger moment, even though I feel like 1K Fuse is a big moment because this is his first full-length project. So like I said, I'm talking in circles just because I know that how much both of those meant. So there's that. Let's go across the bracket. Let's go Ty Brazel versus Trip Lee. Two very nice full-length projects. Ty Brazel is, I mean, I feel like he has a particular sound. He has a particular heart behind his music that's very necessary for our next generation. So I'm a fan of what he's doing, and he's going up against somebody who's a lot like him. I think a lot like him. I can't talk, and I'm not editing that out. I never edit out my mistakes, for the most part. I feel like they have like a similar heart. Obviously, Triple E has like that, a pastor's heart, and you can hear that in his album. And I think because of I think it's because of like the production that he added into this project. Like, I don't know if Ty Brazel had his hand in production on Transcendent, but there was so much I liked about Triple E's project. So I'm gonna go with the end, making it to the final four. So we have half of our final four. We're gonna move down. Reach versus Reach. We have man, I think I just go with my gut. My gut says New Hollywood. That's what I played more. I think I resonated a little bit more with that project. But Tadashi, I going back in my memory, I feel like that T-Dot album came out the same weekend as the Ty Brazel and the Miles Middick project. So all of them came out like at the same time. And I feel like of those three albums that came out around that same time, I feel like this got the least amount of spins. So it just might just be on the strength of I haven't listened to it as much. I'm gonna give the nod to New Hollywood. And that's the thing, like I'll say it all the time, like I'm only one person, and the fact of the matter is, like I think I said in the first video that like a lot of times people feel like we're comparing albums or we're saying one's better than the other, stuff like that. I'm just one person. You can take or leave my opinion. I think a lot of times fans sometimes don't like this because the way it may look, and I completely get that, but at the end of the day, I'm only one person. Now a lot of these artists, they have tens, hundreds, sometimes a million monthly listeners. So one person saying that their song or their album doesn't resonate as much to me as another album, it's just like it really is like a footnote to the impact that they're having to their tribe, to their community. So do want to say that, and I'll move over to Lecrae versus SO. And again, it's interesting just because like this once again is like a moment versus like SO's being like a nice strong project. And like I can't help but to think about Lecrae and the whole Church Clothes series when I see this album artwork, and that's why I already have it clicked, because it's gonna move on. But it's tough because for the SO project as it relates to like this bracket and this whole type of field, because it almost like it has a chance, but then at the same time it kind of doesn't. So yeah, there we have it. There goes our final four. We have three albums that are Reach Records. I do feel like if the bracket was another way, maybe it wouldn't have landed that way. But I understand I do have a Reach Records heavy final four here with three of the four albums being Reach. I wouldn't say that these are my four favorite albums of the year, but according to this bracket, I mean, this is how it's rounded out. So I'll come back probably maybe you guys will see me Saturday night. So give it 2 more days. I'll think through this a little bit more, and I will come back with my final decisions. So I really do appreciate you guys checking out this bracket, checking out the CHH 2K22 series that I got going on. So make sure you go over, if you still have time now, to go over to CHHTalk's IG page where you can vote on their final four. Like, their final four is different from mine. I'm not sure how different it will be, but I think it's gonna have maybe some similarities because we have a similar Sweet 16, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video, and I will see you guys next time. It's B+, and until next time, peace in, confusion out, and be positive.